First time I met Big Meech, man, I was in the hood. Mom Duke was selling dope, and he came in there, he dropped something off. I ain't know nothing about him. I just seen him. I was just like, just sitting there, seen him walk by, seen him do little couple things, little moves or whatever. And then the next time I seen him, I was on the plane. I was on the plane that everybody calls Soul Plane. You know what I'm saying? He took us down to Mexico. And he paid for me, Lil Jon, Eastside Boys, my mama, my sister, my whole crew, bodyguard, all that shit. Jeez. You know what I'm saying? And I was sitting on the back, in the back of the plane, very back of the plane. I'm sitting down, and I had just looked back at my partner. I'm like, boy, we finna go to Cancun, nigga. Like, the fuck? Like, this is the first time me ever going out the country. Yeah. So I'm like, damn, boy, this shit finna go up, boy. So I look down, and I see an ankle bracelet, like an ankle monitor. Yeah. I'm like, damn, nigga can go to Cancun with that shit? I ain't know who it was. I was just like, damn. So then nigga Baby D, shout out to Baby D, and nigga say, hey, Scrap, you know that Big Meech right here, Big Meech, it's Scrap. He turned around, he was like, oh, what's up, Scrap? I was like, what's up, Big Meech? You know, I heard, you know what I mean? And then I seen, I was like, oh, that dude from the hood that came through a long time ago. And he was like, what's up, man? He was like, shit, I be goddamn fucked up off your shit, nigga. I be crunk as hell off your shit, man. You know what I'm saying? He said, I actually goddamn, he said, we be in there chilling, fucking with the whole throwing money and shit. He said, but then it be niggas in there that look at all these niggas with all this money and all these hoes not fucking with them, but they fucking with us, and nigga want to just, you know what I'm saying, jump out of character. Yeah. And then we had to deal with it, you know what I'm saying? He say, so I goddamn tear that motherfucker up off your music and pay the club on to fix that motherfucker back up. You dig what I'm saying? I was like, damn. So we get down to Cancun, the nigga do like this, nigga say, we on the beach, and this nigga got this big ass phone with this big ass antenna. And he was talking on it and shit, and then he started talking about the wolf shit, the shooting and shit and all that. Yeah. And then he say, hey, Scrap, you ever been on the jet ski? Cause all them niggas was out there on jet ski shit. I was like, hell no, I ain't never did no shit like that. And he said, hey, man, y'all three niggas get out that shit. Let's Scrap here, homeboy, get on that shit. He was like, y'all got it, bro? I was like, yeah, goddamn. We out there motherfucking doing leg stands, goddamn, driving on that bit backwards and shit. Niggas just having fun, living the life. You know what I'm saying? Going in the, we was up in everywhere we went with that nigga, bro. I'm talking about Miami, Minneapolis, LA, everywhere, nigga. The nigga had us crystal in the freezer. Damn. And them motherfuckers never stopped coming. Yeah. I mean, and I even remember one time he was having a meeting with everybody. I just happened to walk in, cuz was like, oh, we gonna go to jail. Like, he said everybody going. Wow. He said niggas is coming. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Just remember, like, everything, like, enjoy, remember the moments. Wow. You know what I'm saying? And just know, like, just be able to live in your head. Yeah, that's crazy. And I ain't know what that meant at first. I'm like, live in your head till I start having to do little stints myself, like short little joints. And I'm like, thinking about all the shit that I done did in my life, like, but I'm doing that to enjoy my.
What's some of your memories from back then about BMF? Like, when did you first hear about BMF? And
when I first heard about it, I was like, look, in 2003, they would come around, like there was guys that had relationships. They were so embedded into the music business because when you can find your pockets, people like you around. Right? When you like at the nightclub and Puffy needs can't buy champagne because you bought all of it. They start to have to speak to you. There's no fun here tonight without anything. You know what I'm saying? So it starts everybody's relationships that actually develop. I stayed away from it. Because I know who I am. Yeah, and I know how easy it is for me to, I might have bought something. I might have got too involved or too into it. Or just, it would have been easy enough for people to make me involved without me being involved. Mm-hmm. You know, and I go too well, so it's like I'm making $40 million in 03. And then you're looking and you're going, they got what? They done what? Okay, keep that shit far away from me.
Did they ever reach out to you back then? Because, you know, at that time, Meech was pretty much around everybody, so.
Yeah, you could. They would reach out and stuff like that, and I would avoid it. Yeah. Because it just wasn't good for where I was at. I was like, nah. Because everything else that was going on says I would do it. And then I don't have to. If they wanted to make it, if they wanted to make that what it was, then it would have just been that.
Well, you had said that Young Buck was actually hanging out with BMF a lot.
Yeah, Young Buck, Spider Load, they was hanging out with Meech and them, a lot, I couldn't hang out with them. There's too much money you gotta spend hanging with them motherfuckers.
And you kind of implied that some of Young Buck's spending habits came from hanging out with BMF, which kind of makes sense.
Yeah. You will go broke hanging with Meech and them niggas, man. Because
I didn't spend no money around those
Their money was
dudes,
their money was different. Like you hear the stories, niggas would come to the club, buy all the bottles in Sue's. Like my man was just telling me, Sue's Rendezvous, Atlanta versus New York, the bitches in. Bought every bottle in the club. The club, imagine coming to the club and there's no more bottles.
Right, because one guy bought them all.
Yeah, Meech and Southwest, man, the way they used to do it in the clubs, man, it was just ridiculous, man. I remember when Blue Da Vinci and all them was dropping, and Jeezy, it was just like crazy.
What was that pay like initially?
The pay with BMF was a kind of Walmart pay. Not Walmart as in cheap, but Walmart as in volume. You were paid based on the load, right? But you were paid on the frequency. Other crews paid more money than BMF, but you never made more money than with BMF. BMF was at such a rapid pace. As soon as that car hit, that car was going back out. We were ping-ponging. It was two drivers. We're going cross country. We're putting 300,000 miles in a year on a car easily, and that was just one car. So our cars never stopped. We probably got weekly oil changes. That's the only times our cars really slowed down. And they were new, and they were super superbly maintained. So the pay, it could be anywhere on the low end, 20,000 to 100,000. So that goes back to
a single run.
For a single run. So that goes back to the other question of what does it take to be a driver? It takes a level of sickness. It takes a level of greed. It takes a huge, huge adrenaline junkie to get in that car, to know that it's 100+ kilos of cocaine, that you could be kidnapped, robbed, and murdered.
Were you ever around BMF when they were like in full swing in Atlanta?
I think we went to like maybe 1 or 2 parties, but no, not really like that.
Yeah, no,
shout to Southwest T, shout to Meech, Free Meech, and shout to Little Meech, BMF coming soon.
Well, yeah, they flew me out and I partied with them. And I just remember looking around with all the Ferraris and Lambos and the Cristal bottles and the billboards that say the world is BMF's.
Right.
And I was looking around going like, this is gonna end so badly. This is gonna end so fucking badly. Because it was obvious what was happening to even a civilian like myself. I was like, yo,
I mean, you gotta,
let me party, get the fuck up out of here.
You gotta watch the show. Shout to 50. But when that money coming, sometimes that money come like that. There's no stopping it. The money's coming. Them motherfuckers was rich. They was like the last niggas to do it. So
right, but their flashiness was on a level that I'd never seen before with an illegal operation. Ever.
But when you got 50 million or whatever, 100 million in the basement, you know they coming. You think motherfuckers didn't know they was coming? These niggas was rich. Listen, them niggas was rich.
Rich.
$500,000, whatever. You heard the story, it's in the movie. It's Stars, check it out. Shout out to Lil Meech, but they was the last niggas to do it. But they had so much money, you think them niggas ain't know the Fed? You think Southwest and me, you think they ain't know the Feds was coming, bro? If you got 50 million in your crib, 20 million in your crib, you ain't gonna be right, Fleck? Hey, they coming. You got 2 million, them niggas is coming. Bricks, look at the bricks. 2 million, they coming.